So we should have our elevations and floor plans done on graph paper by now. And now we're going to use those drawings to make a 3D rendering of our greenhouse using SketchUp. The first thing I'd like to do is change the toolbar that we see across the top. I'm used to a bigger toolbar. So we're going to go to View, and the first thing we see is Toolbars. And we're going to go down and get rid of the Getting Started toolbar and get the large tool set. And there it is along the side. And we'll just close that up. Alright, so I'm going to assume you know the basics, that we can scroll with the scroll wheel to zoom, and if we press the scroll wheel we can orbit. Let's start by using the rectangle tool. We know we have a 12-foot by 8-foot greenhouse, so we're going to start by placing one corner of the rectangle. And I never know which way the rectangle is going to go, so I make a very obviously long and skinny rectangle, and I look at the numbers in the bottom right hand corner and I can see that the skinny number is first. So I'm going to go ahead and type in 8 feet and then comma 12 feet, and there we go. We have an 8-foot by 12-foot square on the ground. I think let's get rid of Grandpa there. See you later. And the next easiest thing to do is to draw the thickness of the walls in the floor. I like using the offset tool. It's very quick and easy. So we hover in our area, we click once, and we can either go outside or inside. And I just like to choose a wall thickness of, say, 5 inches. That's a 2x4 with some siding on the outside and some finish on the inside. There we go. And there we did an easy wall thickness. And then my favorite tool is the push-pull tool here, and we can pull that up. Our plans say that that goes up about 6 feet or so. I think after drawing the plans we should go 7 feet. I'm going to type in 7 feet and hit enter, and there we are. I'm going to pause for a minute to let you try it on your own. Let's look at our plans again, and we can see that on one of the long walls we have a door and a window, which we'll draw now in SketchUp. Okay, here we are back in our SketchUp model. We're going to use the line tool to lay out where our door and our window go on this one face. So we're going to go to the bottom corner, and according to our plans we have 1.5 feet from the corner. So I'm just going to follow that line along, and we can watch the numbers in the bottom corner. I find it's quicker if we know the number we want just to go in the direction, and then we can type in 1.5, and we have to put the feet, the little ticky mark, the apostrophe after, and we get a point and our pencil will find it, and then we can go up. Let's go 6.5 feet, 6.5 feet there, and our door is 3 feet wide. So make sure it's green or blue, we can't see it on that line, and in the other direction it's red. We don't want it red, that's sticking out from the building. We want to make sure it's green. So we'll go along, type in 3 feet, and then we'll bring it down. Oops, I did a little error there. You can always undo quickly by holding the control button and hitting Z. So Control Z is undo, Control Y, I just hit it, is redo, which is very handy. So back on that point, and we'll go down. The line is blue and straight. There it is. And our window is 1 foot over from our door, so we're just going to go in that direction and type in 12 inches. And this template, if we don't put a unit after the number, it assumes it's inches. I'll hit enter, and we have a 5.5 foot window, 5.5. Oh, I did inches. Let's try that again. We'll go that way, 5.5 feet. Hit enter. There, that's more like it. And let's see here, how far up are we? 6'6". Let's go 3 feet down, so 3 feet. And we'll just connect everything up. Oh, I lost. Here we go. There, we want to be there. And there. Let's get the erase tool. And we have where the door and window are. I would like to put an opening in. So let's use push-pull. We'll highlight our door and we'll click and we'll push it in, and it says offset limited to 5 inches, and we can click and it'll make an opening. Let's do the same for the window. Sometimes it doesn't want to stick on the inside. If it says on face, it's on the inside face. Sometimes it doesn't, and if you know the thickness of your wall, you can simply start pushing in the direction you want to go and type in the thickness you want. So there it is on face, and we have a door and a window opening. So I'm going to pause and you can try this for yourself. Next up, we're going to make the door and the window. Let's do the door first. I'm going to rectangle over the door. So I'm going to select that, click on one corner and bring it right down over, and it closes it in. Before I do anything else, I'm going to make it a group. So I'm going to get the select tool and I'm going to select that area. I'm going to double click it so it's blue all around the perimeter. And if I right click, I get a menu, and we want to make it a group. We want to do that so that it's not stuck. So I can grab the move tool, and if I highlight our door, you see we can take it off, and I'm going to hit escape to drop it back into place. Another thing you can do is use the rotate tool, and with rotate we want it on the ground plane, so it helps to orbit so you're looking more at the ground. You pick the pivot point, first click, and then you extend a line out. It doesn't have to be exactly on the end, but in the direction of the object that you want to turn, and then we can rotate it wherever we want. Let's have it open. How inviting. And there we have an open door. Now doors have thicknesses, so let's go back to select. We have to edit this group now. We can't just push and pull it around. We have to double click it, and now it's in edit mode. And I'm going to get push pull and make a nice 2-inch thick door. And there you have it. And if I select anywhere else, the door will be left alone. Let's do the same for the window. So we're going to get the rectangle tool, and we need a surface to paint. Well, first let's do that. I like having some casing around the window, so let's use our offset tool. We'll highlight that, and maybe we'll have a 2-inch casing. 2 inches. Alright, and maybe we want to paint this with glass, which sounds cool. Let's get our paint bucket. I've already got translucent up. There's a drop down menu. You can pick wood or different materials, but translucent are the see-through things. And let's pick a nice blue glass, and if I paint that with glass, you can see right through it. Alright, so I'm going to pause again so you can try it for yourself. Alright, next up we are going to draw the end wall, and in our plans it shows that we have the whole wall covered with a transparent material, so we need to draw the studs in the wall, the parts of the structure inside the wall. To start with, I think an easy way to begin is using our offset tool. So let's take this wall and we are going to offset it by 1.5 inches. Oh, lucky me, it just clicks on there. Building lumber, even though a 2x4 says it's 2 inches, it's actually 1.5 inches thick. And I want to have a double top plate because that's how we build things. So there's our double top plate coming through there, and there we go. And those guys are going to run right through. I'm going to erase this, and I need my line tool again, and the top plates generally run right on through to the sides, and the studs go in between them. Oops, where's my erase tool? That's what it looks like. And now we want to draw in our stud spacing. Let's just put them on 2-foot centers. What we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to use the move tool to repeat a move, so it saves a bit of drawing. Okay, so I've drawn in the bottom plate also, so our studs are running from the top of the bottom plate to the underside of the top plate. And we're going to select one stud like that, and we're going to grab the move tool, and if we hit the control button we get a little plus sign, so we don't have to hold the control button. We just turn it on and off by clicking the control button. It's on, and I'm going to grab it by a bottom corner, and it makes a copy, and I'm going to slide it over 2 feet. So we'll just go in the direction we want. I'm going to type in 24 inches, which is 2 feet, and hit enter. Now what I can do is, before I click or do anything else, is I can repeat that. So what would happen if I said So I'm going to type in X for times and then 3. So let's see what happens if we do that times 3. And I hit enter and it does it 3 times. If I did times 5, it would keep on going beyond. I'm going to undo that. And let's do it 3 times again. So once more, we double click it so that the whole perimeter is done. Grab the move tool, control makes it a copy, and we grab that bottom corner and we slide it along 24 inches and times 3. There we go. We've done some very quick stud layout, and let's use our friend the push pull tool to push those in. So that's going to go in 5 inches, and so is that one, and there we go. And so the ones that are blocked in by the end wall, we're just going to right click on that surface and erase that, and we can see right through into our greenhouse. If we take our handy dandy rectangle tool again and rectangle over those individually, I'm curious, I wonder if I do the whole wall, if it'll close in. Let's just see. Sometimes, nope, you have to do each space all by itself. There, come on. Not working for me today. That one works. And that one works. And let's see if we can get the right spot. There to there. Sometimes it just doesn't happen for you. Let's try the line tool. There, it's closed in. And once again, we can't just paint the spaces, we need something to paint. Let's see what happens. I like this one. It reflects the clouds in the sky. How picturesque. And there we have that surface covered with a nice translucent material. So let's pause and you can try stud layout for yourself. Okay, so I've done the back wall in the same manner. I've used the repeat move technique to draw in those studs, and I've pushed these spaces in so we can see right in. What we're going to do now is try something a little different to cover the wall with glass. So what we could do, I think the easiest thing to do is to cover over one area. Beautiful. Where's my paint bucket? Let's get that. We'll pick our nice cloudy paint. And this time, instead of doing each individual layer, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the glass to a thickness, just 1/4 inch, 0.25. We'll hit enter. And now we can zoom in and get that edge of glass, and we can pull that right out to the corner. And then it's a little more realistic because it's covering over the studs. So there, we can grab that and we can line it up there. And why not bring it up to the top too? Oh, doesn't want to go past. That's fine. There. So we've done that wall a little differently. I suppose we could bring this out another 1/4 inch. And if we zoom out and grab the inside edge, we can cover over this wall too. And well, let's do something here. Let's just erase this little line and do one push pull for all of them. There. And there we go. We have our walls covered with that nice clear material. Alright, I'm going to pause. You can play with that. Next up, let's do the roof. So we have this nice clear open gable end. Let's get the pencil, our line tool, and if we cruise along the top of the wall, it'll automatically find the middle points. We want to click there. We want to draw straight up into the sky so the line's blue, and on our plans we've figured out that if we go 4 feet above, that will give us our roof height, and then we're going to connect the dots. We'll go down there and we'll create the triangle, which we call the gable end. Now we could just push pull that and it would be okay. It would look alright. But it really isn't realistic. We don't have overhang coming over the eave or over the gable end. So I'm going to undo that push pull, and I like to draw the rafters. So let's just get our line tool again, and we're going to go off the tip, and let's go, if we were using 2x4 rafters, maybe the plumb cuts would be something like 5.5. So we'll go there. I'm going to hit escape so I don't draw, and I'm going to go to this end on the corner and go up 5.5. And I'm going to go over here. Oops, didn't quite get the right spot. There we are, 5.5. And let's connect those up. So we have that, and we have that, and it's all nicely closed in. Then we just need to make our overhang. I'm going to grab that, and if the line is pink, it is in the same plane as our rafter. So we don't want it green, we don't want it red, we want it pink. And let's just, we want a lot of sun to shine in here. So let's go 6 inches overhang. And if memory serves, our plumb cut was 5.5. And then we can go back and draw that in. And then we can do the same thing over here. Let's go here. Sometimes it's hard to draw. The pencil or the line tool wants to stick to the wall. So I orbit around so we're out in space, and it makes it a little bit easier. So there it's pink, 6-inch overhang. Let's do our plumb cut. Look at that, kind of snapped right into the right spot. And there we go, we have our overhang. Let's erase that there, and what the heck, we can get rid of that. I don't want to erase the top of the wall quite yet. And now what we can do is orbit around, use our friend the push-pull tool. And we got to be careful here. We've done the glass. I don't want to go to the glass. I want to line it up to the wall like that. And you're going to see why in a minute. And I'm going to grab this rafter, and there we go. Now we want to close this end in, and it would be very difficult if it was already overhanging. So we're going to grab one of these lines, and by retracing one of the lines in an area, it tells SketchUp that we want to close it in. So we can close that wall in too. And then now that we're lined up, we can, oh, it's sticking to the 1/4 inch surface, so we can pull it out 1/4 inch, and then our 6-inch overhang, and then do the same thing here. And there we have our overhang that way. Sometimes when we push something in, it makes the back end hollow. And again, we can just tell SketchUp we want that to be a surface. Just retrace one of the perimeter lines, and it closes in. And away we go. Let's hang out 6 inches. Push-pull will only go perpendicular to the surface that you're using. So if you want to just hover over another surface to match it up, that's sometimes the easiest thing to do. And we've closed it in. All right. So we could continue on with this, making another pair of windows in the end wall, drawing our studs in the gable end over here and painting them in. But you can do that on your own. I hope this video has helped you. So this is Mr. Conboy signing off from Green Industries. I hope your greenhouse project is going really well.